Alright, pardon the windows, the reflections, the tape on the windows, and, so on and so forth. It's just everyday stuff that I have to deal with. That and not cleaning my outside windows. Oh my. Alright, so, looky here. Speaking of cleaning windows and the need to do such, I want to explain something that I see. Now, listen, you can agree with me or you can, throw it away, but I'm telling you, what I'm about to tell you has to affect you. All right? There's absolutely no way that it cannot affect you. All right? So you really should listen to what it is that I see. Now, I would love to go out here and walk around and, just dive into this out in nature, you know. But it's incredibly windy today, and you guys wouldn't be able to hear me record this, and I wouldn't be able to hear it later on after I did it. So that's why I'm in the car. But all right, so there's a huge secret that I don't know how to reveal it to you because you need to be prepared. All right. And if you're not prepared, if you haven't gone through the preparation, then it can definitely destroy you. But if you have gone through the preparation, it's freedom from your prison. All right. Now, I know y'all are expecting Brian to start preaching here and blah. No. That's not what I'm doing. I'm talking about a science of sciences that is all around you. And if you do the proper work to prepare your stone, well, then you don't have to worry about the time when no one can buy or sell without the mark, or the great cataclysm, or whatever end of the world scenario you want to come up with, or that means something to you. All right, whatever end of the world scenario means something to you, I'm telling you right now, there is all around you is a process for how to avoid that problem. All right, that end of the world. Now, the world does have to end, but it doesn't have to take you with it. It's what the thing is saying, all right? Now, some have called this a rapture, some have called this an escape, some have called this, aliens coming down, blah, 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 blah. All kinds of things, all right? But either way, there's an elite group that escape from basically force eating itself. All right, the snake eating its own tail. All right, that which is forceful must consume. All right, and it's all around you. It's everywhere. Your physics is based upon it. So if you do like thousands of others before you and begin to apply a science to the spirit of things, then it starts to make a hell of a lot more sense. A hell of a lot more sense. Well, anyway, the thing is that all around you, everywhere you go, something somewhere is speaking about this very topic. All right, it is the key under the key that unlocks everything is right in your town square, right on the square. All right, the squared circle, as a matter of fact. Look, I'm saying these things as I'm saying these things so that you take the time and go look. Try to understand what it is that I'm trying to tell you here, because this is absolutely amazing. I know I sound like a complete nut, and do you think I don't know how crazy I sound? Jeez. But yeah, I know there's that somebody's always got to say the crazy one doesn't know that he's crazy. Well, I could say that about you as well. As a matter of fact, it has been said about you for a very, 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 very long time. But, you know, that group of people that were looking down on you. All right, listen, there's a group of people that know about this stuff being all over town, everywhere throughout the world. All right. There's a group of people who know about this. All right. And once they got a hold of that secret, they withheld that secret for themselves. They are your they, okay? In each and every bad scenario, that's who I'm talking about. They, all right? Call whatever the hell you want to call them, whether you want to call them Masons, whether you want to call them Illuminati, whether you want to call them, whatever, architects, sorcerers par excellence. All right. But whatever you want to call them, they left. But no, some people go as far as to call them saints because they have left behind a legacy. They have left behind a way to help guide humanity in a better direction. All right. For those who have eyes to see and ears to hear, to show them a way out of this, pit that those same ones apparently, or at least some of them, put us in. I don't know. I think we all put ourselves in here, but then there's been people getting out for a long time. What do I mean by getting out? What do I mean by rapture? Oh my God, what am I talking about? Well, it's a dimensional thing. It's spiritual, but it's dimensional. It's, again, it deals with science. But this science is based on the 4 elements. All right. The science that I'm referring to is based on the 4 elements, and that is the reason that you will see that particular symbol, the cross and the circle, everywhere you go, to remind you to remind them to stay focused. Every single thing around you is related back to those two things. That furnace and that eye. Your eye. Your experience of the world. How you experience the world is determined by what you believe about God, about the world, and about self. Those three things. Look, if nobody told you this, the likelihood that you would ever search it out, it's just not in you to do so. That's why you have to have somebody go do it and bring it to you, you know? So I'm telling you, if you have ears to hear what I'm saying. We're talking about a way out. The alchemists of old put together our 1611 KJV. All right. They understood a very, very, very awesome science of the spirit. And they've passed it down generation to generation. So, if you think that hell is eternal, it is. As is this earth, all right? The great cataclysm, the great, the great flood, the great, the destruction of everything is all real. And it's coming. But there's a way out. There's a way to survive it. There's a way to get through it without losing your soul. Listen, this whole thing is based on agreements, all right? Agreements held become experiences that that feed momentums and so on and so forth. The entire scenario here is based on opposites and force, all right? But the idea of opposites, equal opposites, is the problem. It is forceful as hell. It has no life of its own. It is a lie. Equal opposites cannot exist, because equal opposites at some point will claim to be God. We are not God. We are saved if we, come under Christ and so on, and we have legal access to these things that the witches and alchemists and the blah 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 do not. All right. But because they're forceful, they will fight to maintain. You see, even the Buddhists, the peaceful Buddhists, learn to fight. They look at it as a part of nature. They see everything in the equal opposites as well. It's just, look, there's so much. Everything comes down to the problem right there of the equal opposition and the forceful nature of it. All right, that is the entire problem. Coming out of agreement with it, well, that's for another time, but that's cool.